Right, we're going to cook my lemon curd souffle. Souffles are often, people worry about them and think they're all really, really difficult to do, but hopefully you'll be able to follow what I'm doing and it should take the fuss out of it. So firstly we've just got to separate the eggs. So we're going to put the whites into one bowl and the yolks into another. Just like this. Try not to get any shell in. So I'm just putting the yolks in between the shells, just like this. It just gets rid of all the, separates the yolks and the whites very nicely. I think I'm determined to get some shell in here. Right. Let's give my hands a little wipe. And all we're going to do now is whisk up the whites. So get your electric blender or hand blender if you're feeling energetic. And we're just going to whisk these up, and it'll only take a minute. So we're going to whisk them into a stiff peak. So I'll show you what it'll look like. I'll move these out of the way for you. Right, that should be what it should look like, so nice and thick at this stage. And we're just going to add in 1 dessert spoon of sugar, and then we'll just give it a little whisk again. So, 1 dessert spoon. And then whisk that in. Right, so hopefully you should be left with what's known as stiff peaks. So as you see, when you move it up, it just stays up. The ultimate test, which I'll just show you, will be over your head. So, here goes. There we go. I wasn't nervous. Right, so they're done. You can leave those for a second, and we're going to get your yolks and we're going to whisk those up. But we need to add in the lemon first. So it's going to be the rind and juice of a lemon. So just using the finest side of a grater or one of these little machines if you've got them. There we go. Let's get rid of the bits that always stick. And then we just need to add in the juice. I'll just do this over my hands just in case there's any pips, which ironically there aren't in this one, and that'll just strain it over. Oh, there we go, thank you. And then the next half. You see, you might have been worrying about soufflés before now, but easy so far. Right, just give my hands a wipe, and then we're just going to whisk this together. Doesn't matter if you've still got a bit of whites on your whisk, that's absolutely fine. forgot the sugar. Need the 2 dessert spoons of sugar. Right, so that's just whisked together. All you're really looking to do is just get some air into it and make sure that all the sugar's all dissolved into it. Right, so if you get your egg whites, then we'll do the mix. So with your metal spoon, taking 1 spoon of the egg whites, then into the mix. And then this is just the bit that, the only sort of difficult bit. And all you really want to do is just fold it. So just cut it a little bit in half and just folding it in, just nice and gently. Sorry about the noise. Just keep folding it in, just be patient. Doesn't matter that it looks like this at the moment, that's absolutely fine. So if there's any big lumps, just run your spoon through the middle of them and then just fold them over again. You just want to be gentle because you put all the air into the egg whites, you don't want to then take all the air out again by sort of beating it up or whisking. So then just take another spoonful, nice big spoonful now, and then start folding it in again. See, I'm just running the spoon under the bottom and then turning it over. And if there's a big bit, just sort of slowly cutting it in half and then folding it over. Right. Another spoonful. It's the first spoonful that you want to be careful with. So you want to take the extra care and just do a little spoonful for the first one, and then you can do the big spoonfuls every other one. And then I can put the rest of it in. Doesn't want to go in. There we go. Right. And just folding it in. And what you don't want to do is keep folding it until it's all the same colour. See how there's the bits of whites in it? Still need to fold this a little bit more, but don't worry, there will still be bits of white in it, and that's good. That means that there's still lots of nice big bits of air. That's what will help it rise and make it nice, fluffy, and I suppose more importantly impressive to your friends. And you don't need to tell them how easy it is. Right, that's about it. So you can still see there's bits of white through it, but you should now have this big fluffy mixture. Okay, so then now we just need to get the ramekins that you're going to cook them in and add the lemon curd. So you don't need to do anything to these, and then just 1 dessert spoon of lemon curd at the bottom. You can try and spread it about a bit if you want. Dessert spoon. it'll move about once it cooks, so it'll go more liquidy. Right, and now all you need to do is put the mix in. So just gently spoon the mix on top. Just gently pressing it down. You just got to be careful with soufflés. That's the main thing. Right, now just give them a light tap on the sides, just like this, just to try and get everything to fill in at the bottom, so in case there's any sort of air holes. There we go, just like that. Right, and lastly, you know when you see them and they've all risen really high and it looks like they've got a lid, all you need to do with this is just with your thumb, just make sure that you wipe round the edge, just putting a little indentation in. And what that'll do is it just gives it an area where it can just lift straight up from. Just wipe my hands. I did just lick my finger, but this one's for me. There, just like that. So hopefully you can see how around the outside there's just a slight little ridge, and that'll just allow it to rise. And that's everything done. So all you need to do now is pop these on a baking tray for 17 minutes. And the oven shelf should be the one just below middle, 17 minutes, and then come back. I'll show you mine taken out of the oven, exactly the same. Have your icing sugar ready to dust, and we'll be done. Right, it's been 17 minutes, so get mine out of the oven and see how they look. There we go. Nice and risen. So just take them over to the worktop. And if you can see, especially on this one, you see where you've created the ridge earlier, all the way around there, that's what's just allowed it to rise up. So all we need to do now is just pop them on a plate. Oh, without burning yourself. Plate, and then just with some icing sugar. There we go, done. And so you can serve this to your guests and tell them it took you ages and it was really, really difficult. But I hope you enjoy it. Try not to get any shell in. So I'm just putting the yolks in between the shells, just like this. It just gets rid of all the, separates the yolks and the whites very nicely. I think I'm determined to get some shell in here. Right, that should be what it should look like, so nice and thick at this stage. And we're just going to add in 1 dessert spoon of sugar, and then we'll just give it a little whisk again.
So, 1 dessert spoon. And then whisk that in. Right, so hopefully you should be left with what's known.
Right, we're going to cook my lemon curd souffle. Souffles are often, people worry about them and think they're all really difficult to do, but hopefully you'll be able to follow what I'm doing and it should take the fuss out of it. So firstly we've just got to separate the eggs. So we're going to put the whites into one bowl and the yolks into another. Just like this. Right. Let's give my hands a little wipe. And all we're going to do now is whisk up the whites. So get your electric blender or hand blender if you're feeling energetic. And we're just going to whisk these up, and it'll only take a minute. So we're going to whisk them into a stiff peak. So I'll show you what it'll look like. I'll move these out of the way for you.